Carl, obviously a fair bit of team news to get through, so how tough is this going to be with all the internationals and all the players you've got out?
Yeah, look, it's a semi-final, so they're always tough. Yes, we've missing a few players from our starting lineup, but the boys that are going to come in, they'll get the job done.
Which young boys do you bring in to give that opportunity?
Yeah, look, we've got a few that have been, have taken part already in the cup. So look, we'll just have to make things work with the best that we can with the players that we've got available.
Centre back problem has been alleviated slightly with Jordan coming in. How happy are you to get that one over the line?
Yeah, look, it was important that we had some more cover, especially as central defenders. So it was good to have Jordan back. He's a good player that's previously been at the club, knows the ins and outs of the club, and he's going to bring a lot of leadership on and off the pitch as well. So it's a good signing for the club.
He's been obviously training with the club. Do you expect him? Wait for that one. Do you expect him to be ready to come in and start?
Yeah, look, Jordan's been now training with us for 2 months, so we've taken our time with him with his training loads and that coming back from a long-term injury, but he's ticked all the boxes, and he's part of the travelling party, and we wouldn't put him in the travelling party if he wasn't ready to start a game.
And while we're on signings, obviously Ben Falami, so I don't think he'll play this week, but how happy are you to get him in?
Yeah, Ben's an exciting player. He's a very good 1v1 player. Can play anywhere across the front, so it's an exciting signing for us. And our challenge is to get him back to his top level that he was at a couple of years ago.
Window's obviously shut now. That doesn't mean you can't bring in non-contract players, but do you think you're done?
Yeah, that's not a question for me. That's a question, for Ernest and Marius. Yes, I'd like to bring a couple more players in, but that's up to the club.
Where do you feel you still need to strengthen?
Yeah, look, it's important. We've still got a very young squad, so it's important that we get our balance right, and we need, I suppose, a little bit more depth in the defensive positions.
Riccio comes into the squad this week. What can he provide? Obviously, youngster.
Yeah, look, he's a young player that's done well with our NPL side this year. We've got quite a few of those players that have done well this year, so it's good for them. We've got quite a few training with the first team group at the moment as well. So we're just giving them a little bits of exposure to see what it's like to be at that next level.
Do you feel with the international duty, with a Cup semi-final is obviously such a big occasion around the world, and we want it to be as big here. Do you feel like having a camp scheduled at the same time as the semi-final and you're losing 4 or 5 of your key players almost disadvantages teams that do bring through youth?
Yeah, look, it's not ideal, but I don't think the tournament that our players have gone to, it's out of the Football Australia's hands. That's an AFC thing where they have these tournaments outside windows, so it makes it very difficult for the A-League clubs. So we're well aware of that. So that's something that we have to plan for.
And, Ben mentioned in his press conference that he's capable of playing across the front three. You've mentioned that. Do you see him being more of a winger than a 9, or maybe using him as a 9 more than a winger?
No, it's just the balance that we need at the time. Like this week, we don't have a 9 in the squad, so if he was available, he'd be playing 9. So that's something that we have to have. The players that we have in our squad have to be flexible, that they can play a couple of different positions, because that's just where we are at the moment with our squad.
And Jordan's been training with you guys for some time, so is it a benefit that he's familiar with how you want to play, so you can just kind of get into it a lot more easier than maybe another signing?
Yeah, look, as I said, Jordan's been with us virtually from the start of pre-season, so he's done all the work with us, so he knows exactly what we're trying to achieve as a playing group. So he'll fit in quite seamlessly.
And it's a 1-year deal, so is the thinking behind that to basically get an experienced head in to guide defenders like Panikikianis. You've got some young boys in the NPL team too that are coming through.
Yeah, most definitely. It's help guide those younger players that we've got, but it's also to give us a little bit more depth in the defensive part of the game as well. So it was difficult to find someone that can tick all those boxes.
And Alex Popovich moved to Sydney FC on loan. There's been some reports out there that you guys tried to make a play to bring him back. Was he your number one target? What was the extent, I guess, of those discussions?
Yeah, look, we spoke to Alex maybe 8-9 weeks ago about bringing him back to the club. In the end, we just couldn't get a deal done. We wanted to bring him back permanently, but Alex wants to sort of stay in Korea, and we couldn't work out a deal that was financially viable for us, for him to come on as a short-term loan deal.
And Luke's mentioned Joey Grucho being in the squad. He's had a really good year at NPL level. He's really improved his game a lot. Just a word, I guess, on his NPL season, and is that kind of, led to this call-up?
Yeah, look, as I said, Joe's had a great NPL season with the team, and he's a very adaptable player that can play multiple positions. And where we are with the squad at the moment going into this game, we're down on our numbers, so we need some players that are available to play a few different positions.
And Melbourne Victory in really good form. They look to be playing a bit more of an attacking style under Patrick Isnorbo now. How have you seen their game so far? What are you expecting from them? Yeah,
they've had a great results in the cup so far. Scored a lot of goals. So as you said, they're quite an attacking side now. So it's important that we nullify their attack and play our football. Today in the cup, we've had a lot of possession in those games, but we haven't capitalised and made enough of that possession. So we need to be a little bit more direct ourselves and score more goals ourselves.
Yeah, one more. Yeah. No, you go.
Touch on not having a striker. Who do you sort of look to play that makeshift 9 role this week?
Yeah, that's something we've been working on this week. I haven't come to that final conclusion on that yet, so we'll have another team meeting when we get to Melbourne, and we'll make that decision then.
And just a left field one, obviously a big day for Australian football with Graham Arnold stepping down. What's your immediate reaction to that news?
Yeah, a little bit shocked. Arnie's given so much to the national team and done so well. The last World Cup. So yeah, I'm a little bit shocked that he has decided to step down, because I know how much it means to him. The game, just not the national team, but the local game as well. So yeah, a little bit shocked.
When it comes to a new coach, everyone always has the debate of, does it have to be Australian? Do we look overseas? Where do you stand from more of a holistic standpoint? Do you think that the Australian coach should always look to be Australian?
Look, I think we at that national team level, we need to find the best coach that's available at that time to get the best out of the playing group that Australia have. And we've got a sort of a young playing group coming through at the moment, so we need a coach that's going to get the best out of those young players.
You've worked with a lot of young players. Obviously, there's a lot of great Aussie coaches. If the call were to come, I assume that it'd be impossible not to have a conversation at least.
Look, my focus at the moment is just with Adelaide United. Look, I'm not going to even think about that. My true focus is just with Adelaide United and playing the semi-final and hopefully winning the cup final in a couple of weeks' time.
Big occasion for us on Saturday, chance to qualify for a final. Carl, what does it mean to you and the club to get one over our neighbours?
Yeah, look, it's always pleasing when we, especially if we get those wins against Melbourne Victory. But this is a semi-final, so it's going to even have a little bit more extra on it than the normal league game. So yeah, look, it's going to be a tough game, and we're going to have to be at our best to win.
You've mentioned before Melbourne Victory games about reminding the players about the South Australian Victorian rivalry, I guess. Has that been prevalent in your conversations with them this week?
No, not at all. Not this week. It's just been full focus on, it's an opportunity to win something, and we have to, turn up tomorrow night and be at our best to win, to get ourselves to a final. You don't get many opportunities in your footballing career to play in finals, so this is, we're one game away from that, so it's important that it's our true focus at the moment.